So look, it's June. It's the slowest part of the NFL calendar. And even though the NFL has become basically a 12-month sport, right now at this point, right in between OTAs, mandatory minicamp, and training camp, there's not going on across the National Football League. So when topics like this arise, we're going to have some fun and we're going to talk about it. And a popular question I've been getting from a lot of our subscribers, Chase, what do you think about Stefon Diggs? Could the Philadelphia Eagles trade for him? The answer to that is no, and I'm going to explain why coming up here just around the corner. But first, make sure you support the show and you share this video and put it onto Twitter so your homies, your followers, your friends, family members know what we're cooking up here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Because when the NFL calendar picks up, the channel's going to continue to break records as we've been doing since I took over the program. Click share, select that Twitter icon, click post to Twitter. And if you tag me at Chase_Senior on Twitter, I will give you a retweet and I'll give you a shout out on the Twitterverse. All right, it is peak offseason time in the National Football League. And while the Philadelphia Eagles are not holding a mandatory minicamp, that's their decision. Instead, they held a couple of OTA sessions. Other teams are across the league. And things slowing down in the NFL, so of course, we're going to talk some Stefon Diggs trade chatter. And it all got started yesterday when Adam Schefter had tweeted this, and this was really a weird sequence. We were talking about it inside the Chat Sports offices. Sometimes I wish that you all could watch us, not in a creepy way, but there's a camera in the corner of the office because you could see some of the discussions that we have, heated debates, disagreements, we have a lot of laughs. This is one of those weird moments when we're like, hold on, what's going on and who are we to believe? Adam Schefter. Sean McDermott told reporters today that he is, quote, very concerned that Stefon Diggs is not at Buffalo's mandatory minicamp today. Stefon Diggs' agent said his client is in Buffalo, has been in Buffalo since yesterday morning, took his physical, met with the head coach and general manager the past 2 days, and the Pro Bowl wide receiver will be there for the entirety of minicamp. So at this point, I look to my left to my boy Matthew Peterson. I looked across from me at Coop and Marshall, and I'm like, hold up. Who do we believe here and what the hell is going on? Then Field Yates said this, in most cases of a player missing out on mandatory minicamp, the motivation is financially driven. Keyword there, financially driven. But Stefon Diggs signed a 4-year, $96 million extension just last offseason, putting him in line with some of the top-paid wide receivers. Fascinating situation to monitor in Buffalo. So that was all yesterday. Today we have some new updates because yesterday Josh Allen said, I love Stefon Diggs. That's my guy. And then today, he also took to the podium and spoke with the media once again. Those new updates coming up. But first, make sure you subscribe to the show. We just like talking ball here on the program. And if you hate that, man, I don't know why you're here. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, so go Birds, E-A-G-L-E-S. Let's fly. Elena Getzenberg with the new update on Diggs. Sean McDermott once again, a day later. We're in a good spot. I feel confident about it. Later said he feels this issue with Stefon Diggs is resolved. But let me tell you why a Stefon Diggs trade is basically impossible to pull off for the Buffalo Bills and any other acquiring team. Post-June 1 trade, Stefon Diggs has a base salary just north of $1 million, but a dead cap hit charge in 2023 of $13.2 million. In 2024, that dead cap hit would be $31 million if the Buffalo Bills were to trade Stefon Diggs, and their cap savings only $1.5 million in 2023. So you look at these figures here, most notably this one, as I look like Glenn Hurricane Schwartz on NBC 10 in Philly, the real ones know, weatherman. $31 million dead cap hit charge. The Buffalo Bills aren't trading him away. He's Josh Allen's #1 wide receiver. They just signed him last offseason. Josh Allen needs a wide receiver like that, and the money just doesn't make sense. Plus, they're a Super Bowl contending team. So what the hell is going on with Stefon Diggs? This is a great mystery. Did somebody call him something behind the scenes, like a Draymond Green, Kevin Durant type of situation? My take on this, I'm about 95% certain that Diggs will not be traded. And I'm 99% sure it's not going to be to the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Quez Watkins, Olamide Zaccheaus. The Eagles are good, right? Stefon Diggs, he's good as a football player. There's no doubt about that. His usage, his production has been phenomenal. I love his footwork. I love his contested catch ability. The catching radius is great. In and out of his breaks, he's so slippery and smooth. In the last 3 years, you've certainly seen why he's targeted so much and the production that comes with that. More than 100 catches each of those years. In 2019, check those numbers out. 63 catches, 1,100 yards, and 6 touchdowns. This guy has been a machine. And if you're paired up with Josh Allen, who can make any throw on the field for a team that has an opportunity to win a Super Bowl, and you just got paid last year, you're one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL, why would you want to force a trade, especially knowing that the Bills can't pull off a trade because of that dead cap hit charge? What makes Diggs elite? Route running precision, a la Devontae Smith, elite smooth footwork, great and strong hands as a wide receiver, and then the yards after the catch ability as well. So with Diggs, the Eagles don't need him because of the receiving core that they have. So how would you grade the Eagles wide receiver room? A, B, C, D, or F? Chime in. We want to hear from you down in the comment section right now. Now, my overall take on this is as such. The Philadelphia Eagles don't need Stefon Diggs. Plus, he's a little bit of a diva. And what I love about this Eagles receiving core, they don't have any divas. They have dogs instead. A.J. Brown broke the record for the most receiving yards in a single season in franchise history last year. Devontae Smith broke the single-season record for the most receptions. Olamide Zaccheaus is going to surprise a lot of people with his ability as a wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4. Quez Watkins has been turning heads so far throughout this offseason. He's your vertical burner who could take the top off of the defense. And what A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith did last year, that makes them one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. And then Quez Watkins, if he could finally put it together, he could be a stud as well. And with that dead cap hit charge of $31 million, Buffalo, no way, no how, is going to eat all of that dough. What I like about the Eagles wide receivers is the point that I briefly alluded to a little bit earlier. They're not needy. They're about the team, and they fit this championship culture that Nick Sirianni has really been able to develop over the last couple of years. And I know that A.J. Brown wanted out of Tennessee, but that was contract related. They didn't sign him to that long-term deal. That's why upon trading for him, Howie Roseman gave him the bag. A.J. Brown loves the game of football. Devontae Smith is always trying to get in the lab and improve on his craft. And I love the makeup of those two, and they complement one another. And last year, I understand that things were going well for Philadelphia en route to an NFL high 14 wins, so A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith didn't get frustrated on the sideline with the lack of targets, but you can't get frustrated with the lack of targets because of how the Eagles were spreading the football out, and they want each other to do well. If you want to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram, let's chop it up. You see the social media handles here to my right. It's at Chase_Senior. Love to hear from all of you. Of course, I cover the Eagles, all of the NFL, NBA, college football. Love health, fitness, wellness as well. I'm also going to be in Philly next week at the Philadelphia Phillies game. If I decide to tailgate, I'll let y'all know where I'm tailgating here on my social media pages. And if you're going to the game, you can meet up with me to say what's up.